This hour for you on Daybreak, businesses around Springfield are holding some coat drives to help those that are stuck in the cold this time of year. And Congress will be counting the electoral votes for the presidential election today, but there will be objections coming. We'll tell you what to look out for. Also, the Arkansas State Veterans Home in Fayetteville gives the first dose of vaccines to residents and staff yesterday. All these stories are ahead this hour for you on Daybreak. Welcome in, everyone. It is Wednesday, January 6th. I'm Joe Morano. We've got another hour of news coming your way. Jen has the morning off, but we've got a lot to get to. Of course, looking at the news, and then also that cold weather that we've been talking about. Meteorologist TJ Springer is with us. It's another cold start this morning, but the activity is really going to pick up later on today, you said, TJ?
You're so right, Joey. I'm cold just thinking about it. I'm just like,
it's definitely a bundle up if you're running around getting errands done and all those things today. But as far as clear roads and things, we don't have to worry about that on this Wednesday, right?
No, not for now. Yeah, we will later on as this storm system does begin to work on. Then I say if you want to get some errands done and not fight the rain, try and get it done earlier rather than later, because the storm system is really knocking on our doorstep. We are dry in Springfield. This is that westward glance over downtown and Park Central Square from our camera atop the Holland building. Temperature-wise, 40s and 30s out there currently. 36 in Branton, 40 in Springfield. Some middle 30s out to Rolla, 39 in Lake Ozark currently, as well as Camdenton. Still chilly, but warmer than what we were by a long shot compared to this time yesterday. There's the rain on satellite and radar coming in from the west. It's going to work eastward through the day, seeing that along the I-49 corridor as we speak. I think by midday, lunchtime, it should be in the Springfield metro. So we'll have the wet roads likely through the early afternoon, right into the evening commute. To be prepared for that and having that umbrella with you, too, as we progress through our day, only getting in the middle 40s with that rain around, but we are tracking the wintry weather, and as a result, winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings have been posted. We'll talk more about it and time it all out in just a little while. Joe?
We need to get some breaking news for you this morning. One person has been taken to the hospital after being rescued from an early morning house fire. It started around 4:30 at a home in the 1000 block of East Commercial Street as someone passing by noticed it. When crews arrived on scene, they found a male with moderate burn injuries. Neighbors were able to pull him out of a window before firefighters arrived. Crews were able to knock down the fire quickly and contain it to one room in the home. Springfield Battalion Chief Alex Clark says the house sustained smoke damage and fire damage, but does not believe that it's a total loss. We'll keep tracking that story for you this morning. The St. Clair County Sheriff's Office issued an endangered silver advisory for a missing 82-year-old man. Larry Amos went missing around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. He was last seen traveling in a white 2012 Chevy Silverado with a black camper shell in an unknown direction. He is diagnosed with dementia and has difficulty driving at night. If you happen to know where his whereabouts may be, you should contact law enforcement there. It is going to remain cold for the foreseeable future. So on these days, you want to be able to bundle up before you go out the door. But some people in our community have not been able to do that. That is what coat drives are for, though, and several in our area are trying to solve that problem. David Chazanov is live this morning from Car-Fi, which is hosting one. David, what details do you have for us today?
Well, Joe, Car-Fi has had this coat drive around for about 4 years every winter. And obviously on a cold, windy day like today, just look at this clothing rack. There's absolutely no coats here. I actually wish there was more coats here because I could use another layer or two. But I actually spoke with the organizer of this drive who tells me her son used to be homeless and she used that experience as motivation to help others like William Johnson.
Thank you, sir.
William Johnson travels a lot for his job.
From here to Ozark, and I work sometimes there and sometimes here, and I can stay with some friends, and not for a long period, but enough to get a job done and get a little paycheck and move on. It's my first actual taste of being semi-homeless.
The 73-year-old works part-time as a carpenter.
At my age, it's hard.
Fortunately, Car-Fi's coat drive made his situation a bit easier.
This is going to enable me to work outside on some of the jobs that I have to do.
It is a beautiful thing.
Outside Reaper Brew's shop, you can either drop off or pick up a hat, scarf, or coat.
We're just feeling a lot of kindness from people. people. I think it really gives them a sense of meaning to be able to drop by here and see what we're doing. They're seeing good works in action out here on the street.
People can stop by her coat drive at any time.
Just coming out here every day that I do and putting things on the rack, I understand how cold it is out here. We want to really want to encourage other businesses to take this on. It's not a lot of work. It is so helpful in your neighborhood and in your community.
Another business doing something similar is Vogue Cleaners.
We're doing a drive for socks and blankets and quilts and coats and backpacks for the connecting grounds and for the rare breed.
Kim Smith says it's been very successful.
It feels great because I want to give back to the community because they do so much for everybody around here. And those that don't have a home, especially with the crisis going on, they need a lot of help, and I just wanted to help them.
And Vogue Cleaners takes donations during their business hours, which is Mondays through Fridays, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon. Now here at CarFi, you can come pick up or donate at any time. Reporting here in Springfield, David Chasnoff, Ozarks First.
Good to see ways in which you can be able to help. Thank you, David. And some political coverage now. Congress will be counting the electoral votes for the presidential election today. Now, there have been talks since November of overturning these results, though there will be some lawmaker objections. The votes are counted by state, so all 50 plus the District of Columbia need to be certified. Instructed by the Electoral Count Act of 1881, the House and Senate, minus the ones in Georgia for now, because they're still in Senate races, will open the envelopes from all states. They make sure the results look authentic, and the Senate will announce the results state by state and then open the floor to objections and then debates.
In order for an objection to be heard, you need a member of the House and the Senate. We have many, many members of both that are willing to object. So long as the objection is made appropriately, Congress will separate. The House will go to this room, the Senate will go to that room, and they'll debate the objection.
After that, they will vote as to whether or not the objection should stand. Since the objection needs to be approved in both the House and Senate, it's unlikely because the House is controlled by Democrats. Plus, there are not enough Republican senators expected to object.
If only one of them approve, it is close but no cigar. You need both chambers to approve of the objection. Now, once that happens, you reject the state. Assuming we get that far, you reject the state, and it's not super clear what happens at that point. Do you just have yourself an electoral college minus that one state? Probably. But what if you reject enough states so that no one candidate gets to 270? If that's the case, there's no answer in the law.
Something to keep an eye on there. Lawmakers are also in Jefferson City to start the 2021 legislative session with over 700 bills that have been pre-filed there. Lawmakers are excited to get ready and get going.
And I really look forward to getting my hands dirty and doing the work and making sure that this Capitol feels like a house of the people, which is what it's intended to be.
That's first-time lawmaker Betsy Fogel, who believes this session will focus on the implementation of Medicaid expansion, coronavirus recovery, and the overall state budget. She plans to focus on health care, education, and non-discrimination, though. She hasn't sponsored any bills yet. Her Republican colleague and first-time lawmaker from Springfield, Alex Riley, has pre-filed 3 bills, including one that would change Missouri law to not allow plaintiffs to unfairly profit off injury lawsuits.
As citizens of the state of Missouri, we want a fair court system that provides justice to all sides that are involved in a legal dispute. So we want to make sure that those who are injured at no fault of their own can receive compensation that addresses their injury, but we don't want to go beyond that and unfairly harm our defendants.
Our Capitol Bureau reporter Emily Manley will be updating us on everything out of Jefferson City that happens today and throughout the week over on ozarksfirst.com. On to some coronavirus vaccine coverage for you. The Arkansas State Veterans Home at Fayetteville got its first vaccines to residents and staff. All Care Pharmacy set up a clinic at the home to vaccinate and then went room to room to give it to residents. For the past few days, the home has worked to educate its community about it. All Care staff will come back to vaccinate any remaining people who want that shot. The Veterans Home also expects another clinic to be scheduled in early February to give residents and staff a second dose of the Moderna vaccine.
And we're tracking our next storm system, which will bring some moisture to the Ozarks and also the threat of wintry weather. Seeing that rain fall as we speak west of Springfield. We'll talk all about it, time it out, and the impacts we could see here at home coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go away.